Thank you very much. Honorable members, as usual, today is questions for oral answers in accordance with Standing Order 41, Subclause 1. Furthermore, just by way of reminder, Standing Order 43 limits supplementary questions to 7. That's a total of 7. 2 for the honorable member asking the question, and 5 from amongst other honorable members. Therefore, we will proceed with the honorable minister scheduled for today to give his oral answers. And thank you very much. Sorry. Thank you very much. Questions for withdrew notices were given to the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy by honorable members for oral reply. Question number 152 of 2020 by the honorable member for Tumana. 152 of 2020. 2021 was a slip of the tongue.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for giving me the floor for the second time again. Honorable Speaker, can the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy provide this August Assembly with the list of communities that will benefit from the electricity expansion in Tumana constituency, and by extension, the whole country?
Honorable Speaker, there are concrete plans to electrify Tumana constituency under the JAM project, that's the Gambia Electricity Restoration Administration Project, Backbone Phase 2, which is being tendered. Already, the following communities have been identified to benefit from this project. This Sen Debu, Njai, Tenkoli, Saregela, Madina Samako, Sareyoro, Tintinjo, Kisi, Kulkule, Dandu, Sanunding, Keneba, Kulinto, Sare Henry, Pirai, Ndimba, Senubu, Bayas Ndugu, Tambasansang, and Chamoy. Yeah, okay, for the whole country.
Dialogue directly with the minister. Please. Now, honorable member for. Supplementary. Yes, supplementary. Tumana. Oh, you were not following. You are entitled to 2.
Yes, no, I was with the thinking that, I asked about Tumana, but by extension, the entire country. So he's just going to give the whole sum. Then if I have a supplementary, then I ask, so can I ask the supplementary now?
Okay, by extension?
Yes.
You have more than 600 communities. More than 600 communities in the country. So I cannot list all of them now. But what I have done is, I have given a master list to the clerk office. They can print and distribute to all of you.
It was submitted this morning. So we are making photocopies of it. So everybody, all honorable members will have a copy. Came in late. Next time, I have always told the table office that let them use their printers in their various offices. We should not exhaust our toners. So we are going to send it back to them because it's a little bit bulky. 50, is it 53? Yeah. But you will get copies. Definitely you will get copies. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the first supplementary question, I believe. Yes, thank you, Honourable Minister, for giving me the list of the communities that will benefit from electricity expansion in my constituency. The question I wanted to ask, or what I want to add to that is the name of some of the communities is wrong, so I think you need to look at that. And again, after providing this electricity to the people of Tumana constituency, what's the number of hours that they will really benefit from this electricity? Because we are facing the problem with that in the Upper River region right now.
Honorable Speaker, the principal objective of getting energy to anywhere to get it 24/7. So that is the plan, and that is what we are targeting. So what we are seeing in some parts of the country, like URR, is because of is the not only capacity, but also the expense of running 24 hours of electricity. So that's why we end up getting electricity 24 hours everywhere. So, but then the target is 24/7 everywhere. That is our plan. But I cannot tell you that today, if you put it into Tumana, we are going to have 24 hours there. I cannot promise that now.
Yes, and again, I heard about some of the communities, but then I don't know whether if you have planned to include another communities that are not captured in this other one, because communities like Badari are not captured in this. So I don't know whether if you have any plan to expand.
Okay, Honorable Speaker, the plan is to provide energy for every community, small or big. So this is the list just given to me from the master list. So if you see the master list, it's possible, Badari is there. What happened in the master list sometimes, they capture, for example, in my constituency, they capture Kayaf as Kiang Central. That is Kiang East. So if they give you the list, sometimes it may be Badari means another constituency different from yours. But whatever the case may be, the plan is there, and then these are guaranteed projects we have. But there are, of course, plans to increase and get more funds to increase. But most likely, if it is a bigger community, definitely we will capture. Yes, it will capture.
Thank you, Honourable Member for Fonyi Bintang Karanlai.
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Madam Speaker, I think 3 of my villages, that's Tampoto, Arangalen, and Kaboko, we are skipped from Chiang and went to Kumbar. And last year, I asked a similar question. You promised that immediately they will come for them, but still now they are not electrified. Can you tell us why and when they will be electrified?
Honorable Speaker, I think I have given a lot of explanation here about the projects that we are on. And of course, there have been a lot of skips, even the one existing. Right now, even some communities, bigger communities like Farfeng, not every part is having electricity. So the question is when they're going to electrify. Those communities are already captured in our projects, including other parts of Fonyi, not only your constituency, other parts of Kiang, and almost everywhere in the country. So the projects are there. And so if you look at the master list, then see whether those communities are there. The Indian project, it gets concluded, it did not cover everywhere. Even in the combos, it did not cover up to, there are even communities who are very, right now, since then I promise that we will get electricity there, like near Gunjur, those areas are there still, the project not reached there. But definitely we have captured many of them in our project list. So get the master list, and then you engage with us and see if it is feasible to do there, we'll do it there. But the best thing is look at the master list and take it off with me.
Yamina West.
Thank you very much, Speaker. Honorable Speaker, thank you for providing us the list. Last session, I was among the people who requested the list. Electricity is very important in our livelihood. I think this is needed throughout the Gambia, and I have to commend you for a good job. And
Honorable, we are dealing with supplementary questions for If you want any clarification, in case there's any ambiguity in the answer that the Honorable Minister has provided, then you can ask. But it cannot.
Now,
you cannot make a statement at this point in time. Thank you.
Okay, my question here is that how far is your department going with the distribution of the electricity for the rural electrification?
How far? We are in procurement. That's what I'm coming. We have done the surveys. We've got funding from electrification projects, and we are on procurement now. So some contracts have already been signed, and one of the areas, even launched some projects already. You know, the Diabugu, Lamenkoro Diabugu has been launched, and so other projects have been launched. So we have already projects that we have given a master list. We have got funding for those ones. So now we have got the funding. We are on procurement. So it's just after procurement implementation. So that's how far we are gone. But Honorable, maybe to make this clear, when I say we are on procurement, we are not putting on poles now. You don't see poles being erected now, because if you are on procurement, and after that, the companies will mobilize. You know, the materials will be manufactured, shipped, and then we start work. That's what we are. So we are on the procurement right now. But the most important thing is the funding. We have got the funding.
Thank you. Sami?
Thank you very much, Madam Speaker. Honorable Minister, we are all aware that they have already laid the foundation stone in Sami. I just want to know, when are they going to start the work properly? How soon?
Well, I don't know what you mean by the work. Work starts from where you sell. Work starts from procurement. Work starts from the environmental assessment. So work is ongoing. It has started. What I'm saying, the actual action of poles has to be done before. This has to be done before the actual action. So for the work to happen, it has already started. It has started already. So these are all part of the work.
Thank you. Loa Fuladu.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, you said you have already secured funding. I think it's very important for the Parliament to know some of the sources of these fundings.
I think I have mentioned this here. The last time also, I gave you, we have, I'm doing three major projects we have here. One is the one I'm talking about, Gambia Electricity Restoration and Modernization Project, GAM, which is co-financed by the World Bank, EU, and the component of the access component is $46 million. We also have the ECOWAS Regional Access Project, ECORIP, financed by the World Bank, which is 66 million for access from the OMVG substations to Brikama. That's 100 kilometer radius. I mentioned that here before. And also we have the Gambia Electricity Access Project, GEEP, which is financed by the African Development Bank, that's 70 million.
We'll ensure that you have copies of the document. Yes. Thank you. Woolly East.
Okay, thank you, Honorable. My question is that my people are informing me that they are being asked to register for meters and to pay for them as well. How far has the project actually gone before you get the meters? Before you get them to meters, how far has it gone?
Well, I think the people are asked to pay for meters when actually the number of the poles, that's time you apply for meters. So I don't know if they number the poles and apply for meters, then that is it. So the process will go on to get the meters for them. So I don't know what you mean by how far. The metering starts when poles are erected, strings are done, and the poles are numbered, then they apply for meters. So that's the process. So I don't know which people and where and Woolly. Well, then maybe you can take it from me on that one, because definitely I don't know what the stage of that area. Well, definitely we have meters now. You know, the meters were delayed, but now we have meters. We now have about 20,000 meters now available.
Honorable Minister and honorable members for the questions. Can we now move on, honorable member for Jimara? Because we have Sabah Sanjal on the list, but he hasn't given any authority to anybody. We've not received anything. So we're going to skip him. Yes, Jimara.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, can the Honorable Minister for Petroleum and Energy provide this Assembly with the names of communities in Jimara constituency that are to benefit from the second phase of rural electrification project?
Honorable Speaker, Jimara constituency is also covered by the JAM Backbone 2 project funded by the World Bank. This project also covers NBR, Wuli East, Wuli West, Sierra, North and South. The following communities in Jimara constituency have been already identified: Kanube, Sotumasire, Sotumaseni, Sare Juburu, Sare Sankule, Welingara Gallo, Mamasutu, Kosemar, Sare Koki, Sabalikunda, Fatako, Tabajang, Sare Jajai, Sifula, Sare Biram, Sumakunda, Sare Pate, Sare Musambalo, Sare Wolom, Mansali, Sinju Sare, Fas, Korujila Kunda, Korun Mukunda, Sare Mansong, Sandi Kunda, Busra Aliu, Sare Bojo, Sare Njobo, Hela Kunda, Yangumaro, Sabi Kololu, Sare Ali Badinko, Sare Chorno, Sare Dembos Dado, Sare Lassi, Sare Ngaraba, Kolikunda, Sare Pate Bakari, Timbinto, Wasadu.
Please order, honorable members.
Wasadu Sare Demba, Welingara Samba Gide, Sisekunda.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker and Honorable Minister, for, I think Jimara is almost completed. But then, just to inform you, Kanyube is not part of Jimara, it's part of Basse. And Sotimasere, they have already benefited during the former regime.
Yeah, what happened, these are, sometimes also what happens, some villages, it's not every wire that has wires. If some part of the village will have, other part will not have the wire, so you have to consider them. It's like putting electricity everywhere. So even if you, like Soma, for example, has electricity, well, it has to benefit from this project, but not every part of Soma has electricity. And sometimes also what we have sometimes is all the villages have their GPS positions, geographic positions. So it may fall under another constituency, but what's important that they are captured and their actual geographic position is captured. So they cannot miss that one. So putting in the constituencies, that's why we have problems. But they are all captured. As long as it's there, it doesn't matter where it comes from.
Thank you very much. Let me correct my records. For the records, I did not indicate the question number. So it's the question 154 for the records of 2021 by the Honorable Member for Jimara. Thank you. Honorable Member for Ilyasa. Sorry, no, Jimara has a second question.
Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I just want the Honorable Minister to inform this August Assembly, how soon will this work commence in Jimara?
Honorable, what I have said is the same thing. We are beginning, the project has started. We are on procurement, and that is why the project starts. So the actual action of poles in Jimara, I cannot tell you that now, because it's a process. So I will not be able to tell you the actual date of that. I may be wrong. And I don't have an engineer to tell me exactly when they could do that. We have a procurement process. We have our own rules, and also we have to also develop the partners also procurement process. But what is important that we have the funding to do it, and we started the actual procurement. But I won't able to tell you exact date that you will do, because then I don't have that idea now.
Thank you. Ilyasa.
Well, thank you very much. Honorable Speaker, Honorable Minister, according to your list, I haven't heard a village called Sotumashedi Kane. According to your list, That's a very good Surma Shed can I didn't hear it from you. I don't know whether it's there or not. Surma Shed can, yes. Behind Surma Shed.
I have Sotuma Siri and Sotuma Seni. So Sotuma Sedikan, I don't know. I don't know. But you can look at the master, the hope is not there. I have no. Yes. So I don't know the areas, definitely. I don't know these areas. It's mentioned, yes. So I mentioned a lot of names.
There is a long list, maybe, probably it's not on the list, and you can follow it up, I am sure. You have all rights to follow up. Yes, Honorable Member for Woolly West, thank you. Any Honorable Member who wishes to?
Speaker, is your expansion program comprehensive in the sense that when we expand electricity into a particular community, they should have no problem having cash power? Cash power.
Honorable, even Honorable Member for Woolly West, even my table office director cannot hear you. Can you just speak a little bit?
Well, I was saying that I want to find out from the minister whether their program is comprehensive enough, in the sense that once there is an expansion into a particular community, they should have no problem with the meters. And they should be in Basset.
Yes. Yes, normally this project comes also, we also have this gas power meter allocation. What happened was sometimes the gas power comes in late. That's one this particular time. Like Quinala, everyone has power. But when you come to Combo here, you know, the gas power, we get the gas power daily. It was 2 weeks back that you have only 20,000 gas meters. So we always have a project, because oils, you expand and you cannot sell, it doesn't make sense. So we are losing. So gas power is very, very important. Yeah. Definitely. Cash power and also capacity. You have to go in parallel, or else you're wasting.
Thank you very much. Nominated member, Honorable Seka.
Thank you very much, Ma. I want to ask the Honorable Minister that during the installation of these meters, sometimes they will ask us to do the wiring, because I have witnessed one. So that person has to look for somebody. Maybe that person is not qualified enough. And it was wired. And that night was when they had fire in the house. So are you doing thorough control, or which word to use, just to make sure that the installation of the meter goes with someone who will be qualified to wire in the houses? Because this was a tragedy. Thank you.
Sorry, but with all due respect, I don't see the relevance of that supplementary question to this. It's a valid point that you have raised on other issues, but really, I cannot see the direct link of that question to what is on the floor. It says for the Honorable Minister to provide the names of communities in Jimara constituency that are to benefit from the second phase of the rural electrification project. If I heard you right, I stand to be corrected, but the Honorable Member is asking for, is it the wiring of installation of cash power meters? Am I right, Honorable?
I just heard them talking about meters. That's why I feel it necessary just to ask the question. But if it is not part of it, then carry on.
Sir, can you just clarify that point? Then
yes, I think it's a very, very good question. I don't know the link to this one, but you see, one thing, NAVEC has a role to bring electricity to the doorstep. But when you come to internal wiring, that's surely the matter for the person applicant. So this is a matter of standards. One, standards in terms of the wires, and that has to do with the standard of wire that's coming in, which is not under the control of my ministry or NAVEC, so not yet. And also the caliber of wiring. There are good people who can do very good wiring, and they have all the materials. But people sometimes go for cheaper labor and cheaper materials. That's causing problem. So it's the matter of putting standards and policy on standardization, which I take that up because it's a concern. Not only it's good that you bring it up, but it's also our concern. Because sometimes you can give bad name to the utility when actually it is responsible. Most of the fires are caused by that part of problems when actually is poor wiring. But that is mainly the people who are building their houses and they go for cheap labor, cheap material. So first is how to control those cheap materials to come into the country, and then the type of probably also my view is that to look at the people who are contractors who are actually doing this wiring to be certified contractors. So I'll take it up, but this so far our role as utility is to bring it to your doorstep. So the rest is the applicant's responsibility. But it's important that we look at that.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Honourable Member for Jara West.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Minister, extension probably goes with erection of poles. What are the specifications of the type of poles that you are intended to use in this project? By experience, are you using a concrete pole or are you using iron poles? Thank you.
I don't know which poles they're using. I don't have that information. But both poles are usable. Electrical or aluminum poles, they all are standard standard materials for electrification. But I don't know exactly which poles each project will use. I cannot tell that now.
Now, we can still take one more supplementary. One more? No? Yeah, yes.
Funny question. Honourable Minister, why is Jimara so comprehensively privileged? Is it because the MP is from there and the President?
Not actually, sorry. Not actually. I think it's the listing. You know, sometimes it's possible that there are other areas which are not captured in other area. Maybe I don't know. As I said, this the listing and where they are placed. For example, if they had a question of Kian Central, I would have called KAF because that's what is here. But KAF is not Kian Central. You see, so it's not necessarily because the MP is there or whatever. No, definitely, it's a list given to me. But notwithstanding, we will try to provide everywhere. That's why I even mentioned here, Wuli is a Wuli West. So it's covered. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. You see, Honourable Member, I wanted to make a comment following the question of Honourable Member for Tumana when he asked that, and by extension, the whole country. I thought that he had opened the floodgates for Sami and Nyani to ask about their own constituencies, but they did not. So now you have taken their position, Honourable Member for Woolly West. Thank you very much, Honourable Members. Now, on that note, thank you very much, Honourable Minister, for the answers provided to the questions posed by honourable members. And you are now released. You can go. Thank you very much. And that was the only minister slated for today. Yes, please, you are released. And on that note, then, honourable members, I will use my discretion on the Standing Order Clause 13.1 and also being in agreement with the ABC as earlier communicated in my communication to adjourn the Assembly until further notice. Meanwhile, the Office of the Clerk will issue a memo to all honourable chairpersons for certain committees to meet during this short break to finalize their respective internal reports. The Assembly now stands adjourned until further notice. The communication will be sent on the page and also in your pigeonhole. I thank you all for your kind attention. We adjourn till further notice. Thank you. Sorry.